At the dark side of Xbox mods, Kevin Rose, our dark side tour guide. Earlier in the week we talked about mod chip replacement dashboards, and now we're going to look at hardware upgrades. The man with the plan, the Xbox plan, Kevin Rose. Welcome back. By the way, before we start, I just want to say, and it's really important that we do this.
All right.
Xbox mods are obviously not supported by Microsoft. They don't like the idea of you modifying the hardware here. They could very well be illegal under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. If you mod your Xbox, you're certainly voiding the warranty because you have to open it up. You may be breaking the law, and if you do it wrong, and it's easy to do it wrong, you could fry the whole darn thing and you'd be out your Xbox.
And so, it's a doorstop.
It's a doorstop.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you the facts here. Lay it on you straight. Now, on Monday, we showed you how people are putting chips into the Xbox that enable all the capabilities that we've been talking about all week long. Yesterday, we looked at a new kind of user interface, the Evo X
replacement dashboard.
What are we going to do today?
Well, today we're going to replace the hard drive. That's the first thing that modders want to do.
They want to put a new hard drive. Now, why is that? How big is the original hard drive?
It depends on the model, but they're either 8 or 10 gigs is the original.
Okay, well that's enough for saved games.
Oh, it's plenty for saved games.
But you're going to do more with this.
Oh yeah, we're going to put a bunch of MP3s on here later in the week. We're going to put video files, back up our games. We're going to need that extra space.
Okay, so how big a hard drive can I put in here?
You can put up to 140 gig.
Really?
It's a fairly large hard drive.
Okay.
But today we're going to put 120 gig.
All right. This is the drive that.
This is the drive right
now
here.
you told me that for some reason modders tend to like Mac Store over all other brands. Why is that?
Well, there's a thing called hard drive locking that you have to perform at the very end of installing the drive that I'll tell you about later. But Mac Store drives have they're the most likely the ones that you're able to lock.
They seem to be the most compatible with this modification. Okay. 7,200 RPM, 5,400 RPM, does it matter?
It really doesn't matter. The 7,200 RPM drives are going to get a little hotter than the 5,400 RPM.
Okay.
So some people are concerned about that. They install an extra fan on there to kind of get rid of the heat out the back of the Xbox. But it doesn't matter either way.
You don't, I mean, it sounds like for media libraries and stuff like that, speed is not of the essence.
Right, and 5,400 RPM drives are, of course, cheaper as well.
Okay. So, obviously, there's no room in here for a second hard drive, although you told me some people do.
Some people do. Some people actually take this entire unit out of the Xbox, get a custom case, put in 3-4 hard drives, put a switcher in there. They get pretty crazy with it.
Really, again, and this is the same thing I keep coming back to all week long. It blows me away the lengths people will go to modify something like this and the things they'll do. So, in this case, the most common mod is to take the existing hard drive out and replace it. Now, but all my stuff's on here. What do I? Don't I need this?
Well, you do. The first thing you're going to have to do, actually, even before you take the drive out, is remember yesterday we showed you we had the Evo X software installed. Well, that enabled the FTP server.
So there is an FTP server as soon as you're booting to that Evo X disk.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so what you're going to want to do then is back up your operating system, which is on your C drive, and you're going to also want to back up your E drive, which is all your saved games. You don't want to lose all your saved games that you've had.
So basically what they do is they make a copy of this drive.
Right.
First, but not onto the other drive directly. They make it on their PC first?
Just they drag and drop it to their desktop is what they do, and just save all the files there.
Then what?
Then after that, you can go ahead and turn off the Xbox, and they take the drive out by using the Torx wrenches that we talked about earlier
Once
this week.
again, that's kind of a mild kind of copy protection that Microsoft's put in there, but these are uncommon screw heads, and you'd have to go get a special driver to do it. But you just pull that out.
Yeah, just pull that out. There's actually one screw to release it.
I'm noticing here this coil. I'm wondering, should people be worried about, I mean, is there a danger of electrocuting yourself?
Definitely. This, I'll tilt this up here so you can see, this power supply is completely uncovered.
Again, Microsoft doesn't expect people to open this up, so they don't put any normal, any protections.
There's a danger of being shocked there for sure.
So if you're going to do this, be very, very careful.
Yeah, I don't even touch anywhere near this side of the case because of all this.
Even if it's unplugged, as we've learned from other devices, you can still shock yourself pretty badly. Okay, so the drive is out.
So at that point, you just swap the drive out. Standard IDE drive, standard IDE cables.
Master-slave setting matter? Or?
You take it off and set it to cable select.
Really? Now that's interesting because I haven't seen a PC use cable select in years.
Nowadays, but,
so they're using cable select to determine whether that's master or slave. Okay.
Yeah, set it to cable. That's very important. Otherwise, you'll start getting error messages.
Where do people find out all this stuff? Is it trial and error or?
Well, there's a lot of tutorials online.
This stuff's all documented online.
Yeah, there's a few websites. Xbox-scene.com is a big one.
Right.
And a lot of people go there and
does
read the
Microsoft
tutorials.
shut these sites down, or do they?
Well, it's free information. They're
Right.
not actually distributing any of the programs.
They're not doing anything illegal. They're just telling people how to do it.
How to do it.
So presumably, Microsoft may not be happy about it, but there's not much they can do about it.
Exactly.
So all right, we've got the old drive out. We've got the new drive in.
New drive in. Seal
This
it
is a
back
blank
up.
drive. We've got to
Blank
format and
drive.
partition it, right?
Nothing's been done to the drive. It's
Okay.
factory. You just open it up, put it in.
So what do they do now?
Now what you do is we'll go back here to our...
Back to Evo X.
This is Evo X. And
Now you can't boot to the hard drive, right? So you have to boot from a DVD?
boot from a DVD. So
Okay.
you burn a DVD with the Evo X with a custom INI file in there. And what that INI file is going to say how to partition and set up the hard drive for you so it's ready for use.
Okay. It in effect adds this new menu command.
As this new menu command right here, it says install new drive.
And now we're not going to do it because it will erase this drive, but
Right.
what would happen if I selected that?
Well, it's just going to say, I believe it prompts you, are you sure? And then it goes through and go ahead and partitions and formats all the drive letters for you.
It does. Now, as I remember last time, there are 6 partitions on this drive normally. The A, B, C, or C, D,
C,
E, and X,
right.
Y, and Z. Does it make those?
Yes, it does.
Does it give you a chance to set the sizes of those?
No, it does not. You can define that in the INI file, though. There's certain ways to
Okay.
define what goes where.
Is there what do people say about the sizes? I mean,
Well, the default settings are pretty much what to go with, but the F drive is the one that you have to keep as your largest partition.
that's where you put your media files and your backed up
Correct.
games. Okay. The C is where the operating system is. The D is saved games. The
Oh, no, the D is the DVD-ROM.
Oh, okay.
The
And
F drive is where all your
E
applications
is saved
go.
games, and F is where your data goes.
Correct.
Okay. And then we don't know what the X, Y, Z
The other
is.
ones are for cache. I've heard they're for gaming cache. When you're playing a certain game, it's going
Okay.
to write certain cache files.
Temp files.
Temp files, yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
got it. All right. So it's partitioned. Do we have to do any blessing or anything? I mean, do we have to tell the drive how to be, or is there, because I know with the TiVo, in order to put another drive in, I had to bless it. I had to
Right.
tell it, oh, you're a TiVo drive now.
Right. Well, here's the thing. You can play with the mod chip just fine at this point. It'll work just fine. But if you
Okay.
decide to use the Xbox Live and turn the mod chip off, when you turn your Xbox back on and then the Microsoft BIOS comes up, it's going to look at the drive and say, I don't know what this drive is. This is a foreign drive to me. It'll give you an error message.
Well, is it going to lock you out of Xbox Live forever?
Yeah, it won't let you even get into the interface.
But is
and
it going to
desktop.
disable your ability to go to Xbox Live as it did if it saw the mod chip? Remember that?
Well, it won't because you can't even get to that point yet. You
don't
can't
even
get to
on.
Xbox Live.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
So-
So how do we get around that?
Well, there's a utility called HD Lock, and I have all the instructions on the website, but you have to get a serial number, then you have to bless the hard drive with a special key, and then it knows the key has been blessed, then you turn off the mod chip, and essentially when you restart the machine, the box is going to think that it has a factory Xbox hard drive, and Xbox Live will work, and everything else will work just fine.
Sounds to me that might be another case of where they're circumventing some copy protection. That might be another place where you're breaking the law with the DMCA.
I would think so. I'm not
Yeah,
sure, but
yeah.
it sounds like it.
So they've done all this. I'm sure torn their hair out a little bit, but they've got the hard drive in. What are they going to do with it?
Well, now it's time to fill it up.
Of
We're
course.
going
What
to
else
fill
would
it
you
up with
do?
all kinds of
All
stuff.
right, and we're going to save that for tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
right?
yeah,
Actually,
definitely.
2 days of filling up your hard drive. We got media stuff going on there, and we're going to have backed up games, and we're going to talk more about that in the next couple of days as Kevin continues our tour guide from the dark side. For more information on Xbox hard drive mods, check out his article at thescreensavers.com. Don't go anywhere, folks. Our next caller, Mark, he wants to record digital cable channels onto the TiVo. Can he do it?
Nice.
We'll find out. But first, a web tip from our dear Nicole.